What's up everybody and welcome back to another Dota 2 commentary. This is game 1 of the Premier League 4 matchup between Empire and No Tidehunter. And this is one of the only major European online tournaments that are still going on mid-season. Of course, We Play is still going on, and the G1 League qualifiers for the Western scene is going to start in about 2 weeks. But yeah, all the other big online tournaments are starting to wrap up. Defense 3, by the time I release this video, the grand finals probably would have already been finished up between Fnatic and Virtus Pro. Raid Call Dota 2 League, the playoffs are starting relatively soon, and I think in about a week and a half. So yeah, a lot of the major online tournaments that started a while ago are starting to finish up, but the Premier League 4 is still in full force, and so we're going to have a matchup between No Tidehunter and Empire. No Tidehunter probably the hottest team in the Western scene at the moment. They've been looking extremely sharp, and they've been winning in very impressive fashions. They win with a variety of different strategies. Sometimes they go with the farm up Lotus strategy and just have S4 utilize and control map and get space for Lotus farm up and then carry the game on the back of Lotus farm. And sometimes they ask Aki Chen to get an early push strat going, relying on a tanky carry to really help soak up the damage. And sometimes they like to split push with Nature's Prophet. Empire, they just won the Tech Labs Cup for $5,000 in first place. Keep in mind, all the matches were best of ones, so I don't know how much you can take away from that, but they've been looking a bit better recently, and Vigas seems like he's settled into the mid-solo role a bit more comfortably than before. So it should be exciting to see Empire. Definitely a very fun team to watch. They are a bit weak against split pushing because they like to rely a lot on their teamwork and a lot on their early game strategies, so they're not really that strong when the game goes ultra late. No Tidehunter quite strong when the game goes ultra late, even though they do make questionable decisions from time to time, but I'm sure they'll fix their decisions and they'll get right into this. But Empire banning out Aki Chen as well as Admiral Bulldog, Lone Druid, and No Tidehunter banning out the Wisp. So this is what more and more teams are doing these days. They are banning out heroes that are more appropriate to the teams that they're playing rather than the standard big four bans with like Batrider, Nyx, Keeper, stuff like that. And you see it often against Liquid. Teams often first ban Bulba's Nature's Prophet. Team like Fnatic, they have been known to utilize Phantom Lighter a lot more recently, so they ban out Phantom Lighter against Fnatic. A lot of things like that. And Empire clearly do not want to face Aki's Chen in their strategy for this lineup, so I guess they want to go for some early game pressure or try to farm with the late game. If they want to go for early game pressure, Chen can definitely shut it down because he can get the counter push going on a different lane. And if they want to go for late game, then Chen, of course, with that early game threat to push in, makes it very difficult for your supports to actually push out and control the map. Empire gonna first pick up Batrider, still a very strong hero, probably the strongest hero in the game at the moment, I can't even deny it. Nyx and Keeper got nerfed. I think Keeper fundamentally is a more broken hero, but Batrider is just so powerful in all aspects. And I've come to accept the fact that he will get nerfed. I'm so sad right now. But still, I think he'll still be relevant. He's still a very powerful hero, still one of the best initiators in the game, and one of the best lane controls, but he's just so damn versatile that he's never really weak. And NTH is going to pick up the Nyxes with the Nature's Prophet, so they're trying to get a bit of split pushing going, perhaps knowing that Empire is a little bit weak against split pushing, and Nature's Prophet definitely one of the best split pushers in the game. So I think it will be an Admiral Bulldog, Nature's Prophet, and a support Nyx. S4 doesn't usually play Nyx from what I recall. And they really want to have S4 play a dynamic high-impact hero. Nyx can definitely do that, but they want to have some DPS to fall up into the mid-game. Empire going to pick up Keeper the Light as well. So Empire getting probably the two strongest heroes in this version at the moment in the form of Batrider and Keeper the Light. And wow, this is something I haven't seen, as Empire going to pick up Queen of Pain as well. So it's probably going to be off-lane / jungle Batrider and Queen of Pain mid, and Keeper Light support handled by Golblack. So far Empire's lineup looks pretty straightforward. And one thing about opening up with the Queen of Pain means that No Tidehunter might have to cement themselves into getting a mid-solo role right now, whether it be something like a Puck to really do well against Queen of Pain, or just try to concede mid lane altogether, and they're going to pick up the Shadow Demon and try to cement their support lines. So I expect Empire to ban out heroes like Puck, maybe Night Stalker as well, because Night Stalker, or Magnus probably, because Magnus can definitely sustain himself in lane with the shockwaves, and Magnus without RP can definitely shut down the early game assault of Empire, which it does seem like they're going a lot heavily into because they pick up Batrider, strong early game hero. Queen of Pain definitely a mid game DPS monster, and if she doesn't get off to a good start in the early to mid game, then she really falls off the face of the earth in the late game. And No Tidehunter got the Nature's Prophet. And one thing that I mentioned in my previous cast is that Nature's Prophet isn't really that relevant until the first 15 minutes have passed. Of course, it can teleport in and start a push going if one of your other lanes is getting pushed. Of course, it can teleport in for a gank. But other than that, he doesn't really have that much impact. He doesn't hit very hard. He doesn't have the best mana pool to sustain himself. He always has to go back to lane. His skills aren't leveled up too highly. He can't get that Wrath of Nature rolling online. So yeah, Nature's Prophet not that useful in the first 10 minutes of the game. And even in the first 15 until he gets that big first item up, and then he can start his split push going a lot easier. No Tidehunter banning out the Gyrocopter, knowing that it is Blow Your Brains, one of Blow Your Brains' preferred heroes, and Empire definitely make great use of him. And No Tidehunter have not seen them actually pick Gyrocopter too often recently. They've been experimenting with carries like Doom, Dragon Knight for their Aki strategies, and they've been utilized to great success for the most part. Empire banning out the Enchantress, so clearly they're worried about some early game push. So this indicates to me that they're going to go all out early game. They don't want to be counter pushed in any measure. They don't Nature's Prophet is not particularly too threatening in the early game push department. I mean, his treants, they're annoying. They can pull away the creep wave, but still, he doesn't hit that hard, and it does take a while for the siege to actually sort of get through by the Nature's Prophet. And they have Keeper Light to defend, which is going to be very, very nice for Empire. So we'll see if Empire, I think Puck would be a really solid ban here. S4 does play a good Puck. They're going to ban Alina, so they really just don't want to get their push delayed by any means. So I wonder what this means at the moment. I wonder what sort of early game pressure strategy that Empire goes to. I think they've fallen away from the Undying strategy these days. It's just not that good anymore in terms of the Child Undying. I feel like really needs more experience these days, especially because Decay is good and all, but you can't really kill in that lane unless the other team is severely out of position. You don't really have slows if your carry does not have a stun in place. So I don't think it'll be an Undying strategy by Empire. Meanwhile, No Time to ban out Phantom Lancer. Clearly worried about the Keep Alive Phantom Lancer strat. I've never actually seen Empire run Phantom Lancer though, so No Tidehunter might be getting a different read on this. Empire banning out Lifesteal, a very strong mid-game DPS carry. So Empire are clearly going for mid-game in my opinion. No Tidehunter so far banning out very annoying heroes, and keep in mind these heroes, Gyrocopter and Phantom Lancer, do benefit a lot from the early game pressure that their teammates can provide and help boost their gold intake. But still, I don't think they're the type of heroes that Empire wanted. Maybe they could have picked up Gyro, but I don't think Phantom Lancer would have been that good. I think it goes a bit too late for what Empire really wants to do. So we'll see what S4 decides to go with here for the last ban. In regards to No Tidehunter, they're going to do off-lane Nature's Prophet, Shadow Demon, Nyx support most likely. They're going to ban out Void, and I definitely don't think that's what Empire would pick up anyway. So I'm really, really questioning S4's bans at the moment. I mean, Void, I just don't think it's an Empire-esque hero. I mean, they already have a lot of lockdown in the form of Batrider. I mean, the Chronosphere with the Illuminate as well as the Sonic Wave is very, very threatening, but Empire, their first 3 picks in their ban suggest that they want to go very mid-game heavy because they're banning out really a lot of powerful mid-game heroes. And there we go, Leshrac, one of the best pushing supports in the game, if not the best, as he can take down towers super easily. And one of the things Nature's Prophet does with his treants to stop a push is that he can pull the creep wave off the tower with his treants, but Leshrac does not care. He just pops the Edict and then the tower just dies in a matter of moments. So Empire, all they're missing is one last component for their try, and mid-game carry, I think Sen could be a decent option to give his team a lot of armor. Chaos Knight, no, not really Chaos Knight, he's not the best pusher. So I'm not too sure. Rubik, No Tidehunter, Rubik for No Tidehunter. I guess it's going to be S4 playing that Nyx then, mid. Or, yeah, I guess it will be S4 playing the Nyx mid. So that might be a potential, but I think Empire, once they get their levers going, I think they're just going to 5-man it up. So Nyx won't be that threatening in my honest opinion. So, a bit curious to see what Empire decides to choose for the last hero. Meanwhile, No Tidehunter, if they can manage to get to the late game, they're probably going to pick up a really solid late game hero to counteract all this mid game DPS. But if they can manage to get to the late game, Nature's Prophet can start becoming a huge force. Of course, Keep Light will always be an annoying factor, Batrider will always be an annoying factor. But so far, I feel like Empire have outpicked No Tidehunter because they have a lot of, not only do they have Batrider and Keep It Light, but they also have a lot of mid-game utility. And No Tidehunter, I feel like if their supports get pressured early on, they won't really have any room to get levels or farm going. And we're going to see TREANT Protector by Empire, alright. And this is going to be fun. If you have not seen the LGD Int versus LGD China matchup where LGD Int ran the Treant Protector, it was probably the most hilarious thing ever because Brax farmed up a very fast blink dagger on Treant. He blinked in and he ulted and it did nothing. And LGD Int got wiped and that was game 2. And LGD China managed to recover the momentum and take game 3 rather easily. Or rather convincingly for the most part. So Treant, not really the best initiator, but Empire, I think they're going to 5-man it up with Leshrac. They have more of a pushing strategy in mind, and Anti-Mage is going to be the last choice with No Tidehunter, so they're going to go with their split push strategy that they worked against Fnatic. And they're not facing Lycanthrope, and Treant Protector, not really the best carry. He has the worst base attack time by far in the game, 1.9 per base attack. So it's really just not a good carry. So Empire, they gotta win the mid game, otherwise they lose. They have good counter push to handle some of the split push in the form of Keeper the Light and Leshrac, and of course they have Scandal playing the Barrier to get that solid initiation going. But at a certain point, at around 30-35 minutes, Anti-Mage will start to spiral out of control, and there's probably not too much Empire can do. But Living Armor has been tweaked and now absorbs damage from spells, and I guess you can also heal the towers. I'm really interested to see how the Empire is going to use this Treant, being handled by Blurbrain, so he is going to be the heavier farmer in this lane. But we'll introduce the players and teams. S4 is going to be playing that Nyx Assassin Solomon, Aki is playing the Shoudian, Loda is playing the Anti-Mage, EGM is playing the Rubik, and Admiral Bulldog is going to be playing that Nature's Prophet. Me on the side of Empire, they're going to go with aggressive trialing Tree. What can Tree do in aggressive trialing? I guess it can keep everybody alive. It's going to be Silent playing that Leshrac, Go Black is playing the Keeper of the Light, Blurbrain is playing the Treant Protector, Vigos is playing the Queen of Pain, and Scandal is playing the mid-soul Barrier. So I guess in this game they're going to have Scandal play the mid-soul. He does a lot better against Nyx in my opinion because Napalms are very cheap in terms of mana, and Barrier destroys all melee mids. I don't think there's a question. Is there even a single melee hero that Barrier does not do well against? I can't really think of one off the top of my head. But yeah, Vigos going to go in the top lane, already being pulled a Salve, as well as a set of Tango, so they're really devoting a lot to make sure this top lane has a good time. And EGM with some wards, I guess they want to go aggressive with their own shrine, perhaps predicting Empire's aggressive shrine, as Blurbrain going to scout out Roshan. They really shouldn't attempt this Roshan, they don't have much damage. Batrider, probably the most useless Roshan here in the game, and Treant already burning one spell of his Living Armor, but has such a cheap mana cost, and it gives you a lot of regen, even at level 1, that you can get back to lane rather easily and heal up to full HP in a matter of moments. But smart move by No Tidehunter. They're predicting the aggressive challenge, knowing that Keeper of the Light with Leshrac will be able to do a lot of damage to Anti-Mage and pressure him down. Treant will just be able to out-deny Loda. So some really smart plays thus far, but I don't think this should trouble Vigos too much. He's being pulled a lot as Aki's going to wrap around with Smoke and Seat. They have a Sentry Ward and Vigos might be shut down. Similarly on the bottom lane, Admiral Bulldog will have a bit better of time because he is on the safe lane, and Treant really can't usher him out of the lane at all. Support's really not the best. Keeper of the Light really wants to harass with Illuminate, and Leshrac not the best in that regard either, so they're going to rotate mid, and actually going to rotate all the way top instead, as Mana Burn's going to fly in. Esport trying to drain as much of Scandal's mana as possible, but now he's completely out of mana, and both heroes not having the best starts thus far. But Barrier will get his bottle up. He managed to get 3 CS, and knowing that the Nyx does not enough mana for the Impale, will just escape relatively easily. So a switch on the tri-lane, Vigos. We'll see if he rotates to face up against Nature's Prophet. Now Treant seems very content to just get his farm going. So it's going to be Queen of Pain tri-lane. Queen of Pain tri-lane, powerful in that it does a lot of burst damage, but not really that good because, again, Queen of Pain wants to get the experience going so she can have her spells up at a high enough level where it can just melt through the supports. But this tri-lane switch up will do a lot in terms of shutting down Loda, who already managed to get 8 CS just on the back of that switch. And we'll see if Bulldog has to switch in conjunction with that, as Blurbrain just going to pop the Living Armor. Living Armor at level 1, not really the best, as he's level 3. We'll see if he skills, yes. And now, as more Living Armor is skilled, he gets more damage block, more regen per second, and it just becomes more and more annoying to break through. So Living Armor, definitely a very powerful spell. As Vigos Illuminate's gonna fly in, trying to steal some creeps. Telekinesis is gonna lift up Vigos, throw him right back. Silent gonna take some harassment, but Loda knows he can't pursue the matter too aggressively. He managed to get a nice double stun by Silent, getting this creep as well as the hero, but Loda's forced to defensively blink back. Aki is gonna die from the first blood hit, and now Vigos most likely will be on the pursuit. Gonna blink it onto Loda. Loda is gonna die as well. Level 1 blink by Loda. Really not good engagement by No Tidehunter. I'm not too sure what they were thinking. A bit of miscommunication by Aki and Loda. Should just probably ran out of there, but Aki with a really weird initiation. And it's really just never wise to engage against Keeper of the Light Trial when you have an anti-mage who doesn't really do that much damage. It is not tanky whatsoever. Meanwhile, the stacks are going down. S4 doing some bottle crowing, Barretter doing some bottle crowing as well, but Treant Protector, Living Armor, gonna give him so much regen and damage block that's gonna allow him to stay in lane. Of course, that's gonna sacrifice some of the Living Armor on the side of Treant, but Treant doesn't really mind. He has overall good base strength growth, and if he gets into a sticky situation, does have the Nature Skies. Nature Skies, really bad. It has 2-second fade time. I mean, most people will get Sentry Wards anyway. I don't know. I think Nature's Guys in the Ultimate need to get slightly reworked so that they're actually useful spells. They can't give them 2-second fade time when you're next to trees, even if you can cast spells while you're in it. But yeah, the main issue with the tree is that his ultimate does no damage, and he as a hero is relying very heavily on Leech Seed. Leech Seed sort of forces you to be up close and personal in your face in order to get the maximum healing, as Battle Bulldog doing a remarkable job microing his trees and just driving Blurbrain off the lane, but Blurbrain gonna pop Salve as well as Living Armor, gonna do a lot in terms of getting him back to full HP, and the Illuminate's gonna fly in. Silent, how many points did Edict does he have? 1 point, as he did not get Lightning even though he's against Trial, and he knows he wants to get the tower push going. Because even though you can shut down Loda in a Trial, you can only do it for so long. He will get his farm in some areas of the map. As Scandal gonna spy himself a Regenerant. Ooh, lucky rig for Scandal, as he's gonna be very pleased with that. Gonna pop the Regenerant, get himself back up to full mana, and go back to dominating the lane. You know, S4 will be out of mana for the most part. So far Empire are doing a lot of things right in their Trial lane, but they are in a ticking clock. I wonder what items they're gonna go for on the tree. Tree does have a Ring of Regen. He might go into Tranquil Boots, might go into Mech. Who would be the Mech carrier? Well, I guess Keeper can get the Mech. But yeah, I'm not too sure what Tree would get in this game. I don't think Pipe would be that useful. So maybe Tree will get the Mech, as Aki is going to come in with the Disruption. S4 with the Impale follow-up. Soulcatcher doing a lot, but Scandal so very tanky, but they're going to chain the Telekinesis as well. Scandal going to fly away, fly high into the air. One more hit by EGM will secure the kill. As unfortunately for Scandal, he is going to die, and at the very least he did not lose too much gold, it appears. No, he did not lose much gold at all. But that is going to delay his level 6. That means Nyx will get a faster level 6. You can see Nyx already at level 6. And we'll see if Nyx decides to start ganking, as Golblack is in there to harass Nyx back, but Nyx is just going to bottle up and get back to full mana, or relatively close amount, and we'll see if he starts ganking the top lane relatively soon. I don't think they want to gank the bottom lane too much. Or maybe they do. Aki is in position for disruption, as the Treant's doing a lot of harassment. And this is one way to annoy the Treant's Living Armor, just damage block that, as Admiral Bullock's going to take a bit of harassment. Here comes Aki. Sentry Ward is going to be planted. Disruption is going to go down as well. Here comes a teleport in by EGM, but Blurbrain is going to be trapped by the illusion. It's a nice disruption by Aki. He's going to cast the ultimate. He's going to go back on the offensive. Needs to cast Leech Seed, but these Treant blocks so good. Living Armor not able to be casted, and Treant going to die. Sensational micro by Admiral Bulldog. Wow, what really great control of the Treants, and the illusion block by Aki was not too shabby either. But that means they are going to ban Loda to his fate on the top lane. 14 CS, so after that 8-0 start, has only managed to get 6 CS in the past 5 minutes. Not what Loda wants. Definitely his worst nightmare in regards to that. As Scandal's going to wrap around, has an invisibility rune, gonna... Oh, he revealed himself on the tower. Scandal just venturing a bit too close. But now they're going to siege the tower, so even if they don't manage to kill Loda, They should be able to wear down this tower, as Scandal is just going to clear out the creep wave with the Firefly, and because the supports did teleport into the bottom lane, they can't really help to reinforce the top. No, here comes the teleport in by S4, going to initiate onto Silent, but he's already living armored up. Vigas going to take a loud edge, Vendetta strike right to the face, as Last is going to go down. Anti-Mage already managed to kill off the Queen of Pain. S4 is going to die in exchange. Anti-Mage, how long till his blink cooldown? Oh, he only has level 1 blink, but he can escape in a couple more seconds. Will be able to blink out to safety. Will they keep the pursuit? They will not. But this tower will die nonetheless. No Edict, not enough mana for that. Edict gonna get chakred up as well as healed up. And wow, this strategy. Do you ever need the Fallon? I don't imagine you do once you manage to get enough points in the living armor and chakra. So maybe this is only a strategy you can work with Keeper of the Light.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just on the back of living armor healing you up and just being able to sustain yourself with the chakra magic in terms of mana pool. You know, Aki getting some levels. And Vigas does manage to get a solo kill. Look at how little damage he takes from the tower. He takes literally no damage from the tower from that dive. And this is what you can do with the TREANT, which is what we predicted in 6.75 when we thought TREANT would be Imba. And by we, I mean me and Lumi, because we thought Living Armor were Imba, or was Imba. But you can just dive so much easier, you can control the other lanes, and that really suits Vigas' playstyle. He likes to dive, he likes to be super aggressive, and this Living Armor means that go ahead, go wild, go absolutely nuts, and you will be covered by Blur Rain's Living Armor. As S4 does reflect the Illuminate, gonna mana burn Scandal up, but gonna get some Napalm stacks. Here comes a rotation by Vigas, just gonna clear out some creeps, preventing Admiral Bulldog's farm. And Vigas with that double damage rune, looks like he's gonna apply a bit of pressure. And Anti-Age, only 17 CS, but he's starting to find some room to farm up on the back of his supports, getting a lot of levels and some experience. I think his supports can start to get the anti-push going. Admiral Bulldog not even yet at his minus, and it's almost 10 minutes in the game. This is a problem with the Nature's Prophet sometimes. And if he starts teleporting around the map, Barrier will be there to hunt him down. Keeper Light will just be there to stall the push. So Nature's Prophet can't really start split pushing when he doesn't know where half the people on the map are. And it is going to be a mech rush by the tree, so wow, they really will never have to go back to the fountain. They're just going to have so much armor, so much regen. But where's the damage going to come from? It's going to come from Illuminate as well as Splitter. It's going to stun S4 in place. Bulldog does manage to spend a kill on Vigas, but Aki is going to trade his life in response as what was stolen, I think it was a napalm stolen on the Barrier. Yeah, you can see it's slowing down Scandal. A taste of your own medicine, says Rubik. But not enough to save the life of Aki, but they managed to kill Vigas. That is huge, as Vigas wasn't a child, was starting to get his farm rolling, but still. Going to be out of the picture for the next 10 seconds or so, and that is going to mean precious moments where he could be farming up and getting experience. Because even though Loda not getting farm, you don't want to wait too long against an anti-mage, especially against this lineup, which relies so heavily on magic damage.
Illusion!
And the question is for Empire, when are they going to start pushing? I guess they want to get more levels up onto TREANT, they want to max leech seed, or do they want to get the mechanism up? They're going to have the mechanism up relatively soon. All they need is a buckle recipe, and they will have it. And that is only going to be 200 gold. Yeah, the mechanism should be very well. Yeah, it's going to be on its way, but a nice impale by S4 going to delay the mid push. Maybe they're going to push into bottom as SS is going to wrap around, has 3 points in Edict, and Anti-Mage really does not want to poke his head out too far. Keep in mind, Leech Seed is such a short cast range. Here comes Vigas, so they might very well dive Loda right here, right now. They really want to shut down his farm and push the tower. I think they just want to push the tower more than anything. But Radiant Worse did see those teleports in by this nicely placed ward by the supports, and they know that's why Loda is playing so cautiously, and we're going to see rotations in by the supports with the smoke to see any sentry wards in place to spot out the Treant. They're going to get the disruption onto Leshrak. Can they lift him up to the high ground? SS is going to get lifted. He's going to get lifted just a bit back, but here comes the mechanism. Loda cannot attack the Splitter doing loud edge. Sonic Wave getting both Aki as well as EGM. Here comes Scandal on the pursuit. Flamer going to push EGM back, and Recall being summoned by Keeper of the Light. Loda is going to take a lasso right to the face, and Treant with one mighty smack of his hand allows Barry to secure the kill, and S4 no choice but just to run the heck out of there.
Dire's middle tower is
And now the push assault is going. Nice mechanism on Blow Your Brain. Managed to allow Leshrac to get one stun off. And Leshrac will just go to the mid lane, get some farm as they try to push this tower. But can they push this tower? The supports at this point in the game have such low respawn timer that they can just teleport in, reinforce the tower, and pushes so much more easily. Really nice reflect by S4, but Golblack being healed up. Bulldog's going to teleport in, but Nature's Sky is just too good. As what was Stone, I think it was Nature's Skies. Blow Your Brain going to run. Can he hide? Hide, Tree, please. No, Vegas is going to come in. Loda trying to get the Mana Void. Does not want to chase too far. Meanwhile, Vegas is back on the offensive, trying to pick off EGM. EGM stole Nature's Skies, but Scream of Pain does not care about that. And he's managed to kill off Admiral Bulldog as well. Scandal managed to get a couple stacks on Aki. Might very well pick off the Shouty, and Vegas does get it with one more hit. Flamebreak going to push the S4 Nyx Assassin back, stunning Scandal for a little bit, and now S4 is going to get slowed down to an absolute crawl. Oh my god. Ultra kill being picked up by Vegas. Really utilizing Queen of Pain's immense magical damage when the supports are so squishy to its fullest. Scream of Pain with Chakra Magic just too good. Means Queen of Pain literally never runs out of mana, and these guys never run out of HP with living armor up on them always. So the bottom tower is going to fall, but that's only the second tower in the game for the side of No Tidehunter. Loda has died twice, but he's managed to pick up 2 kills. And the question is, what will he go for? He might have to go for a bit more combat intensive, but Anti-Mage is so strong as Split Pusher that I don't think you have any choice but to get a Battle Fury. So I'm really not too sure what you should get for Loda in this situation. I don't think they can fight against how much sustainability Empire has unless you manage to get like 2 or 3 big items up. And now the Death Ball push comes in from Empire. They're going to try to claim this bottom tier 2, but the top tier 1, this would be a huge victory for No Tidehunter. They just need a lot of gold. Scandal going to blink in, manage to snag S4, but the defensive disruption managed to outlast the lasso. Oh man! Spike Carapace doing so much work. Meanwhile, Vegas is going to take a lot of damage. Really nice play by S4. Spike Carapace still showing it's as powerful as ever. S4 going to get the Impale, going to pick off Golblack on the retreat, and Golblack, unfortunately for him, will perish to that Nyx. Brain has no choice but to scurry away, and meanwhile Loda will pick up a tower. It's being healed up, but it will only delay the inevitable. And wow, Vegas gonna pick up a Necromilk. This is awesome. This is such a sick pushing strategy. But the question is, will it work? They could not get too much damage on that tier 2 whatsoever. Loda was not even in the picture, and yeah, he is gonna go for the Battle Fury. You might be saying, oh, this is gonna be such a late Battle Fury. But the best way to counteract a Death Ball push with Anti-Mage, who really cannot be combat worthy for quite a while, is just to push out other lanes. So I really have to agree with Loda's choices of Battle Fury in this game. And at the very least, Loda didn't go Midas. But Vegas getting living armored up. They want to dive in. He's level 11, so has that level 2 Sonic Wave online. They want to go for the middle tier 1. Glyph will be on cooldown, so Edict just going to do tremendous amounts of damage, and the siege continues. Scandal going to smoke in, and look at how little damage Empire took from that. They took a couple Fade Bolts and some Shadow Poison stacks, but they're still at full HP. And they're at full mana with the Chakra Magic constantly being sent. Do they have any Arcane Boots? That's what I'm wondering. Or yeah, they have one set of... No, they have 2 sets of Arcane Boots, so they just literally never want to stop being together. And that's pretty cute, not gonna lie. You know, TREANT getting some of his super base damage sapped. Oh man, level 10 hits for 120 damage a pop. That's pretty funny. As Bulldog's starting to get his pressure going on the bottom lane, Scandal forced to teleport in, and that's going to delay some of the pick-off attempt, but no, Scandal trying to find out Bulldog, but Bulldog just teleported to safety. And Bulldog actually going to go for the Shadow Blade. Now, I don't know if this item is actually a good item, because all it does is help to split push, but still, Nature's Power can't really split push if his treants just die to a Cupid Eliminate. But this tower going to take sustained Edict damage. Really nice positioning by Sun as he's just able to get there. And S4 is going to get initiated on, going to take a lot of edge. Can't even pop Spike Carapace to delay the assault. Sentry Ward masterfully placed by Empire, spotting out the assault by S4, and that means this tower will die to one more Edict assault. And will they even need Edict? They are going to use it just to clean up this tower a little bit more quickly. They know Loda is pushing the top lane. And the question is, do they want to rotate in?
bottom tower is
Smoking
under
to see is
attack.
going to be popped on the side of Empire. And Bulldog just knowing to get the heck out of there. Empire just going to go back to their lanes. Necrobook 2 will be up on Queen of Pain relatively soon. That's going to help amplify the push. Keep in mind at this stage of the game, whereas supports, they're getting some gold because creep wave will constantly be pushed in, and that's why they're so high leveled. And one of the downfalls of push strategy is that you won't be getting too much experience. So overall, the experience graph slightly ahead of in favor of the Dire, but that's really not too surprising considering they have 6 more kills. And the fact that they have 6 more kills and only 1k more experience is a bit shocking. But that's just because No Tidehunter are able to get the split push going and are able to defend with 3. But you can see those 3 not enough just to defend on their lonesome. They really need Loda to pick up that Battle Fury ASAP. And Loda's trying, but still his last hit's very, very unremarkable. 65 CS at 17 minutes in the game. Just because he's pressured so hard by that Trilane in the early stages of the game. And, you know, the push, it might be worked upon yet again. Vigos going to get Necrobook level 2 delivered to him, checking out the item scanner with the Dagger SS, picking up a point booster. Might go for a Bloodstone as Empire going to go for the Roshan. Edict just doing a lot of damage coming in, and Living Armor allowing Empire to sustain themselves, but this is going to give No Tidehunter some times. Will they want to contest this? They do not have the heroes to contest it at this point. They want Antivation to farm up and Bulldog to farm up as well. I don't imagine they're going to look for a fight anytime soon, and this Roshan, this will fuel Empire's next push escapade as they try to finally break into the high ground. This is going to give Heberlight level 10, Scandal level 12, and Queen of Pain picks up the Aegis. This allows Vigos to be even more Vigosian, or Vigosian, as he will be able just to dive to his heart's content with the Living Armor and the Aegis. This is like paradise for Vigos, as he is finally able to play to his heart's content in terms of aggressive behavior, as Bulldog has managed to finish the Shadow Blade. Again, I'm not too sure how good of an item that is in this game, because I imagine Empire will sooner rather than later pick up a gem. And Shadow Blade doesn't really help amplify your push your power. I think Maelstrom would just be a bit better. It'll help you clear creep waves a bit more quickly. And yeah, I mean, you're going to always teleport defensively no matter what. But Empire going to concoct a push on the bottom lane. They are going to give up their tier 2 on the top lane. Firefly being used just to cut down some trees. Might Empire defend this? They have Living Armor up, and you can see this tower is still at full HP because Empire are constantly fueling the tower. I'm surprised this tower is not being healed up, but I guess they think that since they're pushing this lane, they won't need to do that. As Recall goes down onto the Batrider, they are going to trade tier 2s, and Empire just pushes a lot quicker, but the glyph has been popped on the side of the Radiant. Napalm is going to be stacked up all the while, 2100 gold in the bank for the Batrider, so he can get his way towards his 4-staff. And yeah, it's going to be a complete another trade.
Tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Vigos picks up his Necrobook level 3, but that is going to give S4 his dagger, that tower that gives him solid access to initiate. But Radiant, no glyph. They have to defend this tower. They can't push into the ranks. They can't really do a Rax trade. Or maybe they can. They have a Furion as well as an Anti-Age. I guess they really feel like if they do a Rax trade, they will come out ahead.
Is under attack.
So I guess Vigos will have to teleport back. He has no teleport scroll. And that is costly. Nice blink in by S4. Manages to disable Scandal's teleport, but no follow-up on the side of Aki. And this tower gonna die. Really smart play by No Tidehunter, as they're gonna illuminate spam. They notice that Vigos did not have a teleport scroll. They're gonna take the first tier 3 of the game, and that means Loda, he will have his Battle Fury up now, and that means he can just farm so much more efficiently, and he can start split pushing shenanigans so much more quickly. Bit surprised to see Blurberry not popping Living Armor on these towers, as this is clearly a practice strategy by Empire, using Keep Alive as well as TREANT to sustain the push, but I guess it still has some kinks in the armor? I'm not too sure. But Empire are going to probably just now start pushing out the top lane and pressure that tier 2 because they still have tier 1s on the rest of their other lanes. And Vigos forced to sell one of his items. I'm not too sure he sold. I think he sold a Null Talisman so he can pick up that TP scroll, recognizing that bottle and magic wand a bit more useful. Going to initiate onto S4. S4 forced to escape, and Necrobook 3 will mean that S4 can escape. Of course he can. Queen of Pain, no way to cancel that teleport scroll. And S4 just able to teleport away. Nice recognition by S4 as he's getting his farm going through the roof. Let's check out the levels really quickly. As you can see, experience is still in favor of the Dire. I guess supports on the side of the rain really can't get the farm going. Gold is slightly in favor of the Dire as well, but that's just purely on the back of the Roshan, as well as the tower kills. Because it is at this point in the game where the Dire are going to start getting heavily out-farmed. And this Aegis, it's going to time out on Vigos relatively soon in about 2.5 minutes. And can they even break the base? It looks like Empire are going to take the start and farm up, and every moment where they're not pushing, or they're not trying to make something happen, is just a missed opportunity because it allows Anti-Mage to clear out probably 2 creep waves and the jungle just so fast and efficiently. But they're going to group up to push mid. But here comes Bulldog with the assault on the top lane. I'm not too sure why they're not pushing on top. I guess they realized they'd lose all their towers on the other side of the map as well. Split pushing seems the way to counteract the strategy. But Empire going to push in. They manage to get a second record book online. Going to pop the Edict as Impale going to be casted. Lasso blinks in. S4 will die. He has buyback. He's going to buyback right now. And now the tower is going to get sieged down. Loda and Nature's Heart not yet at the Dire base. And Empire going to back off. They know the racks are fully exposed. They forced to buyback. And they managed to do significant amount of damage to the tier 3. But overall, all No Tidehunter got was a buyback, and they managed to get more farm on Loda, more farm on Bulldog. And Scandal going to blink ahead, going to get one Napalm stack, but they don't have Tree Sight. The Necrobook 3 on the side of Vigos is on cooldown.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Meanwhile, a huge engagement happening mid-lane. Overgrowth going to be casted as S4 trying to go to work. Edict and Post Nova doing so much work, but Lord does pick up a kill. He's out of mana, unfortunately, can't keep up the pursuit. Vigos does manage to kill off the Shouting, and S4 trying to escape. Will be able to escape. No, Vigos with Haste Rune sends his blood in the water, but no, cannot hunt down S4. So overall, 1-for-1 engagement. I think every trade at this point definitely favors the side of No Tidehunter because Empire, they need to push this fight. They need to have Keeper Light constantly filling up everybody's mana. Otherwise, S4 will just drain it. So every trade at this point in the game means Loda can farm up more and more. And No Tidehunter really not looking in too bad of a shape. Of course, it'll look a lot different. They manage to lose their first barracks, but Nature's Prophet's starting to get his items progression rolling. And the question is whether he wants to go for Hex or DPS. I think Hex into DPS is probably the best suit. Although if they want to go all at split pushing, DPS is definitely the way to go. But sooner rather than later, Empire will crack the base. But fortunately for No Tidehunter, the Aegis has died. Lasso blinks in onto Bulldog. Bulldog's going to get stunned in place. They are going to push him back into tower range as Gem was picked up on Batrider. And you can see Blurbrain managed to heal up that tower to relatively full HP. And how do you push towers against a tree in 24 minutes of the game? You just have to wait a little bit longer, where your anti-age can just solo down these towers effortlessly. You know, the rotation by Empire. Bloodstone is going to be the item of choice for SS. It'll give him so much HP as well as so much mana as Blurbrain. Just gonna sit here and farm. He knows he has recall to get him back into the thick of things, but the Aegis has expired on the side of Vigos. He's getting close to his Hex, as that is definitely going to be his next item of choice is S4, trying to get in position perhaps to pick off the courier, but recall is going to go down in. But look at Lodi, he's just biding his time, waiting for the Treant Protect to rotate in, and he knows once recall goes down, he will be in place to cancel the dagger. Or cancel the recall. He's going to blink in, he's going to cancel the recall. Nicely done by Loda. As really smart map recognition. But one of the good things about Treant is that you don't even need to be next to your opponents to have a good impact, as Aki's going to get initiated on. Splurth is going to burst down Aki in the blink of an eye. He's going to buy back. He was dead for 40 seconds. Going to buy back, immediately teleport in as the second recall goes down. Blurbrain going to be in the midst of everything, casting Overgrowth. It does no damage, but it holds everybody in place. Meow Loda going to get sieged up. He wants to be fighting. I think he should just be pushing, as Loda is driven back away from his team, being isolated away. And so far, it's a 2-for-0 engagement, as Vigos does manage to clean up Aki. Aki is going to be out of the picture for the next 35 seconds. Empire going to take racks 26 minutes into the game. It's just so hard to kill this lineup. They have so much regen. They have the mechanism. They have extra HP from the Necrobooks. And Necrobook level 3 was picked up on the TREANT. This is just ridiculous farm. Dire did lose their courier in the midst of all that.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
But they got Rex. They got what they came for, and that means Loda. He can't split push out other lanes. He has to be farming mid lane. He has to be getting a lot less golden experience for his troubles. And Bulldog, really not the strongest split pushing items in the game. Picked up an Ultimate Arm, wants to be more relevant in team fights. But I think just going all out split push, I mean, sure, Empire can take down your Rax, but Rax against Furin doesn't really matter. But I guess they know they have to address the Empire teamfight lineup sooner rather than later, and if they can win one teamfight, that would be huge. That means so many of the Empire heroes will be out of the picture for so long, and they can just go to work. But that was crucial for Empire. They took the Rax, and they did it without an Aegis. That means Aegis will respawn in 2 minutes, and Empire have all the map control in the game. And here comes a wraparound gank. SS is going to be invisible. Vigos is in place as well with the Necro 3. Will he get the blink in pursuit? Does manage to spot out S4. S4 is going to die right here, right now. Stun, Split Earth. Loda can only watch his friend die as he is just saying RIP. And Empire just going to be content to farm up. They want to get this next Roshan before they push in. And now Scandal working towards that BKB. Once he gets a BKB, he can go in uninterrupted by anything like a disruption onto him. Even though he can disrupt whoever's he's dragging, the drag still goes in place. Can tank the impales as well as the mana burns, the telekinesis, the wrath of nature, even the mana void will no longer be an issue as Vigos getting dangerously close to the Hex. They want to initiate onto Vigos, but do they have enough firepower? Bulldog gonna pop out into that Shadow Blade, do a bit of right click damage, but they don't have anything to keep Vigos in place. They're just gonna have to bait it. Vigos gonna go back into Sonic Wave. As typical Vigos, he wanted to fight rather than run, even when running was a better option. But Vigos does have buyback. That means the Aegis will have to go on somebody else. It'll probably go on Scandal or Leshrac. I think it might have to go on Leshrac. No, Vigos is going to buy back. He wants to take this Aegis for himself. And Cubelight probably just going to recall him. Yep, Vigos is going to claim this Aegis, but Aegis probably with that kill, or with that assist on the kill, will finish the Scythe device, but he doesn't have buyback. But Empire going to have to defend their top lane, so this should give Bulldog enough time to farm up. And we'll take a look at the golden experience graph. Gold, still 5k advantage of Empire, but that's just because the Rain are able to out-CS the Empire squad. Experience graph in favor of Empire as well. But you can see even with one barracks, it's not the biggest deal in the world for No Tidehunter. What's more annoying is that Anti-Mage can't really farm the mid lane and push it out. They can't really hope to push the mid lane anytime soon against the Treant. And Empire going to rotate into bottom lane rather than pushing out the top lane. I don't know what I feel about this move. They have the glyph online, but they're going to take so much damage on the barracks. They might end up losing it. Empire and No Tidehunter Loda will just be able to reinforce. They're not going to even use the glyph. They are going to use the glyph right now, but that means the siege is commencing on the bottom lane. Lasso is going down onto S4. S4 able to blink out because the Firefly was not in place. As the Radiant barracks are going to die, they are going to do a Rax trade. No glyph is in place for the Radiant, as the Dire top barracks do die. But in exchange for the Radiant bottom barracks, it's going to be 2 barracks to 1. Mantis Style is being picked up by Loda. He can fight relatively soon. Does he have buyback? He does not. And I guess that was a good trade for Empire because they got an additional Rax, but they lost the top lane without even fighting. But one thing that is annoying for Loda and the side of No Tidehunter is that they're going to be pushing in super creeps and 2 tier 1s on the mid and bottom lanes. And that means they can't really push the top lane and really start threatening the tier 4s because that's where Empire are going to go next. So I guess it was a really clever thinking by Empire as they just are outmaneuvering No Tidehunter. They recognize the fact that Bulldog and Loda not going to be in position. They don't want to fight. Non-violence is the answer, except against creeps. Meanwhile, Vigos picks up the Scythe of Vice. Go Black, Necrobook level 3. Mass Necrobook strat. Bloodstone, 7 charges already up on Loda. Or on SS, as he managed to get 1 additional charge. They are going to be forced to defend their tier 1 though, because Loda is starting to actually hit for a huge amount. But still, Loda, they can't do another Rax trade, otherwise they'll be facing up against Mega Creeps, so he knows he has to fight the next agent. Can he get enough farm? He's so squishy at this point in the game. And you can see how much that early game farm shut him down. That aggressive Empire Tron meant that Loda could really not farm, as Bulldog going to teleport in the bottom lane. But here comes the Blinking by Scandal, going to isolate Loda. Loda again, very, very squishy, but he can blink out of there successfully. Bulldog is going to take the assault from the Hex instead. And Bulldog, does he have buyback? He does. But that forced a lot of teleports from No Tidehunter, and then they're going to just start pushing the top lane, and that means a mass exodus of rotations by the side of Empire. But mid lane is getting pressured by No Tidehunter. They have to get the heck out of there at this point in the game. Lasso, only 50-second cooldown on that low 16 Lasso. And Empire, are they just going to go mid? Do they just want to end it? They want to go mid and rotate to top because they know the tier 2 is still up on the top lane. No, they can't even go top because of the tier 2. Not too sure why they're not pushing on the top lane. They're just going to threaten the throne. And what will No Tidehunter do? They have no buyback on the side of Admiral Bulldog. If Admiral looks dead, he's going to be dead for over a minute. It's such a long duration where they can't really fight without an Aegis Prophet. And here comes the assault by Empire. Gonna blink in onto Aki. S4 gets a nice initiation, but they're gonna hold S4 in place. Shouty is gonna buy back. S4 is gonna die. Does he have buyback? He does not. And now the push, the gaming push perhaps, is gonna go in onto the bottom lane. EGM, the Solid Glaive catches so many people, but Lotus there for the fight. He does manage to pick off Bloodstrack, but he's gonna respawn relatively quickly with that Bloodstone. Disruption gonna save the life of Loda as the Hex goes down onto Vigas. He does have the Aegis to respawn. He's gonna pop the magic wand. He wants to hold on to the Aegis as long as possible. Gonna blink back in. Wants to kill off Aki. Aki, can he manage to escape? Vigos does lose the Aegis, and the towers are being sieged all the while by Tree. Leshak gets immediately recalled back into the fray, and now Loda forced to go on the offensive. He does have buyback. He's going to willingly trade his life just to do as much damage as possible, but what can No Tidehunter actually do? Rubik and S4 will be back relatively soon. The tier 4s are going to die, and now Leshak will have another edict in place. S4 does manage to get another blink on the Admiral Bulldog. He has no buyback. There will be without a significant portion of the DPS. Bulldog is out for the next 70 seconds. Meal S4 is going to respawn, but the barracks, the edict, going to do a lot of work. Loda is going to get hexed up, but S4 is respawning, holding Vigos in place. Illuminate's going to fly and going to catch Loda on just the edge. Going to blink out to Keep It Light. They're going to kill off Keep It Light. Loda, he's going to die. He's going to die. He has no buyback. Leshak, is he still alive? Leshak is still alive, and that means the game is over.
Is under attack.
Wow, Empire
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
coming through with yet another innovative strategy, and it's working out spectacularly. They are going to win the game in 34 minutes. GG, well played. Empire went 30-12, but it was definitely more competitive than that. Unfortunately for No Tidehunter, they just could not find the farm for load in the early game. If they managed to get a faster Battle Fury online, I think they would have had that game in the bag. But the Death Ball push by TREANT, how are you actually able to kill that team? They have Mechanism armor. They have Keeper Light sustaining them with Recall, or with Chakra. They have Blinding Light to reduce the physical DPS. They have Living Armor to reduce the physical DPS and magical DPS by even more. They have Leshak pushing down your towers. They have Vigos blinking in, disrupting everybody with immense amounts of magical damage. This is a pretty sick strategy by Empire, and I thought split push might have been the answer, but just laying their lanes, they managed to shut down Loda's early game farm, and really, really spectacular teamwork by Empire in that game. That was really fun to watch, so hopefully you enjoy that game. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace.